everyone. Today we've got a real treat. Thanks Mo for letting us come and see your flip. Mo's the developer and he's the realtor on this flip, so we're going to interview him about the story of this property, the numbers of this property, and what's behind it. I'll get Mo to introduce himself in a second. I will thank the New Orleans Real Estate Investors Association sponsored this. They promoted their database. We have flyers for them. They're a local trade association, a non-for-profit trade association for investors. So if you want to check them out and learn about flipping, rentals, all sorts of stuff, that's worth checking out. But Mo, you want to tell the guys your background?
Yeah, so like Steve said, thanks for coming, guys. It's a pretty decent turnout. We didn't expect to have so many people come out during lunchtime. So for me, real long story short, I specialize in Metairie. I know Metairie street by street, and certain areas I know house by house. I know that sounds silly. I know these stuff is house by house. I grew up in this area, right? So my background really in real estate for the last 5 years, I'll find these type of homes, but I'll sell them off. Wholesale, right? I'll wholesale homes for maybe, 4 or 5 years. And I'm doing 20, 25 a year just in Metairie. So the big shark guys, I know, they know me. We do a lot of business together. I was telling Steve, I have a couple guys, one of them's here somewhere, and they buy 90% of my stuff. So I get to see the beginning, the middle, the end. I get to see how many days on market certain houses kind of take. I get to see what works well, what you shouldn't spend extra money on, what you should spend extra money on. And I got to see that through the best of the best eyes for years. So that was really an advantage to get into this one and make it work. That's kind of my background, is finding homes for the guys that put them together. So for me to put this together, it was easy.
Awesome. Yeah, Mo's definitely someone I respect. I really love the way he's wholesale and done business. That's really interesting too, actually, because I talk about that myself. So if you don't know me, I'm Steve Keighery, Aussie Steve, most people know me as. I'm a wholesaler. I'm a wholesaler in this area too. I have rental properties as well. I'm not as much of a flipper, but I definitely have rentals and wholesale. And yeah, I learned through wholesaling too, right?
Yeah.
I learned the market. I did a bunch of wholesale deals before I started buying rentals. And I met Stephen Leonard, who's your broker, right? And he's my property manager, right?
Yeah.
So I'd seen properties, I'd sold him properties, I learned him, and then I was able to get confident and buy properties and have him manage it. And I already knew him and what he did, so it helped a lot. So I think that's really smart. Cool, but so let's start at the beginning of this flip, right? Because you find deals. So tell us how you found this and what it looked like, right? We're seeing the after, how you got the deal and just what it looked like when you got it.
So y'all gonna laugh. I've sold a lot of off-market property, right? I bought this on the market. It was listed on the MLS. But it was a cool story because I actually walked this property a year prior to being listed. I walked it off market. So I knew what it was. I had a big advantage. When this hit the market, I immediately called the agent. And I was like, hey, look, I'm very familiar with this house. I'll take it sight unseen. Now, this was the first day it was on the market. So I was like, look, call me if you need me. I may not be the best guy for it. You just listed it. But if you need me, you know who to call. I've already seen this. There's nobody that's going to be more sure they want this house than me. So the agent was nice, so she's like, yeah, call me if you see this in 3 weeks. I made an offer that was much lower than listing, but bro, it was grossly overpriced. And if the agent's watching this, I love you, I'm sorry, but it was way too overpriced. So maybe 2 or 3 weeks after, I'm still looking for a flip. I'm on the market, I'm off market trying to find deals. I'm even calling some of the guys I sold houses to hey, is there something you didn't start yet you don't want? Let me know. So a few weeks later, this pops up again as a comp. I'm looking for properties and this is one of the comps. So I'm like, you know what, I'm calling this lady, we're gonna make a deal, it's gonna happen. So I'll call her, I'm like, hey, this time I kind of tell her, I'm like, hey, put the offer and I'll let you represent me, right? I'm providing value to her, you're gonna make more money, we're on the business to make money, and let's just see what happens. Bro, they immediately accepted my offer. We could have did this 3 weeks ago, right? So it worked out smooth.
So you think that was letting the agent represent you?
100%. Because another thing too is, I like to really respect everybody's time, and I don't want to rub anyone the wrong way. But I'm gonna be honest, if you don't put it in writing, you're wasting your own time. If I'd have just put that offer in writing and then called the agent, hey, check it out and see if your clients are interested. Yeah, I would save myself about 3 weeks. So it's okay, it happens. But yeah, I got this one on the market.
So tell us what it looked like. What was the condition?
So it was really, the bones are really good. That's why I was willing to buy it sight unseen. All I did was check the plumbing, and I knew the plumbing was bad, so I knew I was going to get the reduction. But the bones are really good. The roof, I don't know if you guys looked at the roof, it looks brand new. Original roof. The structure was actually pretty solid. But bro, they had, oh, what's up, man? I can see
What's
that.
going on?
But they had carpet everywhere, paneling, the plumbing was all jacked up. I'm talking about like good bones, but everything else was bad. Completely outdated. This house was like a 70s house when we bought it. So carpet in the kitchen and stuff that was bad.
So can you share what you bought it for? Because you know we can look it up.
I mean, you guys can look it up. Yeah, we picked it up. So I partnered with somebody on this. We picked it up for $215, and I think that's right. I mean, it was listed for $275. So it sounds like, oh, we stole the house. No, it was too overpriced in the first place. Like, you know. So we got it for I think what it was worth with all the work we needed to put into it and the condition.
Yeah. Okay. And how did you get confident to make that offer? Like how what did you see? Like in your head, what was your plans that made you feel confident to make that offer? And sight unseen,
Well, yeah, the sight unseen was an advantage because I already walked it, so I knew what I was looking at, right? And as far as like the underwriting on this property, it was pretty simple because just like everybody else, we look at it and we say, all right, this property could probably sell for this much. It's probably going to need this much. I should buy it for this much. Like it was really easy. So I just did simple underwriting, and I normally, if I can, I like to get them right at like 50%. Because as a wholesaler, as a guy that sells a lot of these properties, I want to be able to get a great deal to sell a great deal.
50% of the ARV.
50% of the
ARV. With repairs or just 50% ARV?
50% of ARV is just the purchase price.
Okay.
Right? I don't care if the house looks like this or if it looks like crap. Like that is my offer every time.
Okay.
The ones that don't work, the ones that do make up for the lost ones. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So that's pretty much how I do it.
Okay. And tell me, what was your original? Did you plan very much? Like did you have this plan?
So-
did it look the same as you envisioned, or is it different?
Almost. It was a little different. Like some of the colors, some of the choices for chandelier, lights, all that stuff. That always changes. But this is kind of how I envisioned it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you something funny. I kind of designed this whole house based on the fact that we were gonna keep the roof, and it was a brown roof, right? So we kept the roof, and the reason it looks super nice when y'all go outside, check it out. A trick I'm gonna share with you guys is if you have a good conditioned roof, bleach it. Pool bleach. It'll look look at this roof when you go outside. It looks brand new, right? So we bleached the roof, and when I saw it, I'm like, okay, what can I do to make the front facade look really nice, but also kind of ignore the fact that I kind of have like an ugly brown roof. So that's how I got that door color, that light brown color on the front. That's also why we have dark brown gutters instead of black, and everybody likes the black gutters, so we went dark brown. And then what really tied it all in is this mortar wash on the brick. Like I don't want to like sound to it like, like, oh, this is the best thing ever, but bro, it's the best thing ever. Like, it looks amazing, you know what I mean? So once the front kind of got figured out, we knew how it was gonna look, I just translated that inside.
That's really cool detail too. That's an awesome tip. I've never heard that before. The bleaching a roof, and just the wholesalers in the room, like you can't do that to a 20-year-old roof. Okay.
This roof was a 35-year roof. I think it was installed in like 2018. Like even when it was all dirty and kind of weird looking, because the tree obviously is gonna have the branches covering the roof. There's some discoloration. Even when it was discolored, I was looking at it. My partner wanted to rip it off. He's like, oh, it's just ugly. Let's rip it off. Put a nice gray roof. I'm like, are you crazy? This is a good condition roof. Like, you do what you want. We're not ripping this roof off, I'll make it, I was like, trust me, I'll make it look good. So I think that was kind of like the starting point, was literally just looking at the roof and thinking, how can I make this roof look good? And that ended up being the entire design process for this house.
And so then now let's go back to you acquired it, right? You negotiated a good deal. You got it. Like what were the first things you did? Like after you bought it into possession, what was the first thing?
First thing I did was change the plumbing. Before you even pulled the permit, guys were digging under the house and changing the plumbing. I like to do all the big ticket stuff ASAP. So plumbing got changed, we demoed it out, we got all of our structure figured out, and it was a real easy process for me because since I walked this so long ago, like in my mind over the time, like I figured out what I wanted to do with it. Like I knew I didn't want to knock this wall out because the house is a little smaller than what it seems. So I knew that if I had an arch this way, a big arch that way, it'll still be open, but it'll give you the separation of dining room and living room. So that was my biggest thing, was to make sure that we really had a good separation and a good flow in this house.
Okay, cool. And then how long ago did you buy it? Like how long was the process? And
Yeah. So we bought it April 1st. That's how I remember it, because April Fool's. And it took 10 weeks to renovate, but we only worked maybe 6 of those weeks. I got hit with rain delays. The concrete guy took forever to come. What else? That hood in the kitchen. All right, let me tell you guys something. The oven being on the wall, and you just have an insert for your range for your hood, bro. You can find that anywhere, any place, any day. Yeah, it took 3 weeks for that freaking to go because it's freestanding, right? It's one of those ones that's all around. So that was something that was annoying, but like that was really the only like hassle of it.
Okay.
The only thing that slowed us down to make it go from 6 weeks all the way to like a 10-week process.
What were the biggest challenges? Did you have some surprises? Did you anticipate? Talking about that.
Yeah, so thank God this one went smooth. But the biggest challenge once again was the material taking forever to come in and the weather. Unfortunately, Mother Nature got us. And they got us right when we wanted to pour concrete. So we did nothing for like 10 days. I was losing my mind. I'm like, somebody better get here and do something. There was no work for like 10 days. So it was just kind of figuring out to, you know, deal with the rain, deal with the material and stuff like that. That slowed us down. That was the really only major problem.
And talking about the finishes and the aesthetic, so you seem like you obviously made the aesthetic outside quite tailored to the roof. How did you have the inspiration for this, or was it a partner, or what? Talk about that.
Nah, this one, so once again, being somebody who has seen some of these houses, like I sold them, right, to other people, there's 2 guys in particular. They do probably some of the nicest houses in Metairie. And, you know, thank God I have an opportunity to sell them houses. So once again, like kind of going in between, at the end, seeing what works best, I really got to give these guys flowers locally because I got to really figure out how I wanted to put this house together, kind of based on what they do and off some other designs I saw, like a combination of both. Like I could have easily blew this budget, bro, about like 30 grand, but I decided to be a little more subtle and just let it kind of flow.
What were some of those decisions you made that you think could have been like way more expensive, but were?
This was a 99-cent tile.
Okay.
I think at first, the one I wanted was those nice square tiles. I would have probably doubled, like literally doubled what we spent on this, the bathrooms, the kitchen, if I went with those squares, the other tiles. That was one little small thing. Keeping the roof and just bleaching it for $300 instead of $15,045 roof. Like little bitty things really add up. I hate to say it, like, because it sounds like I'm being cheap, but like little bitty small things add up and they make a major difference. I'm gonna just tell you guys this: we finished this house $20,000 under budget. Okay. Blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. But we were $20,000 under budget.
That doesn't happen too often. Do you want to share your budget? You don't have to, by the way.
I mean, yeah, I don't mind sharing it. We put about $80,000 in this house. I thought it was gonna be $100,000 reno, and like I said, bleaching the roof, picking up a few different materials really helped us bring it down to 80, which is insane. Like it's a really good price, I think, for the work we did.
How do you feel about the AC unit? I've seen that you didn't change the AC unit. You feel like that's not worth it to do, depending on...
Nah, I think you should definitely change them if you need to, but the AC is working good. We serviced it, and we made sure the ductwork up there was good. So I think if it's an issue that pops up on inspection, we'll figure it out. But I think for now, it's pretty solid.
It's worth it to wait and see?
It's worth the wait to see, yeah, because it works good. So if something comes up, that was one of the... I'm glad you asked that question, bro. That's a good question. Because that's another thing. There's certain things... Like I said, I save a little money here and there with this or that. There's certain things I'm willing to risk. If it comes up bad, let it come up on the inspection report. Here's your credit, Mr. Buyer. You know, because most of the time it doesn't, believe it or not. Most of the time it actually doesn't.
And talk to me, you come to look at that, how did you finance this? You had a mental partner, like, do you want to talk about that, or?
Yeah, for sure. So this one worked out beautifully, guys. So you know how people are big on raising private money, raising capital? So that was kind of like what I wanted to do over the last year or so. Instead of using my own cash and, you know, using my own money, I wanted to figure out how I can do more than one at one time. So Malik right there, by the way, my content guy, he does a great job with the videos. I think working with him helped me really scale because making those videos, making content, like I'm not one of those guys that's going to be funny and like do a backflip off the countertop. Like I'm not going to do that. And I'm also not going to be one of those guys to go in there and really like highlight other people's work too much because I don't want to be somebody you call on when you want to go lease out a house. I don't want somebody to look at it and be like, oh, be my agent and find me a house. No, I was actually trying to attract like big sharks. Like, hey, look, I'm kind of smart. I kind of know what I'm doing. Come invest with me, right? So I ran into one guy, really, really nice guy. I've been knowing him for years. I think I sold him like 2 or 3 houses. It wasn't even like Adam's in here somewhere. I sold Adam like 20 houses. And we always kind of got around each other at the right time. Whatever's meant for you is meant for you, by the way. It doesn't matter. Like this house, it came all the way to hit the market, and I still was able to buy it after walking a year prior, right? So whatever's meant for you is meant for you. So this partner that I'm working with, we kind of got around each other, and it wasn't even about real estate. He used to always tell me, man, I was just like you when I was your age. I was just like you when I was your age. And I'm looking at him, he's much older than me, and I'm like, man, if I could be like you when I'm your age, we should be around each other some more. So we actually bought this property before we even figured out how we were going to split profit, before we figured out whose money's going where. And it worked out really smooth because I got to get the property on the front end, manage the entire project, and I'm gonna list it and sell it, right? So this property, I literally put $0 out of pocket. I'm probably gonna make more, if not what I would have made if I would have split this $50-50 line. So instead of using private money on this was like a private relationship. This is like more of like a partnership. So this is first of probably like 150 plus.
And there's a split in it, or there's...
Yeah, we split it up down the middle, but we made it work to where it made sense because my partner, he does a lot of properties. Like he's doing like 8 flips right now. So he was like, yeah, you do this, call me when it's done. You know what I mean? So I really helped like kind of take the time and burden off his back to put this together. And he, bro, this guy, thank God, this guy really knows what he's doing. While he's managing like 8 other projects, he's still calling the crew, hey, make sure you guys are here on this day to do this. Hey, do this, hey, do this. He came in one day, like he didn't come too often, but he came in one day when we were installing the kitchen. And he noticed immediately something was off, right? So he literally, we had to reorder a couple cabinets and then we just moved some stuff over. And if he didn't come that day, I think I would have had to like rip out the kitchen and redo it. It would have been bad. It would have been bad. So I got really blessed, really lucky. And like I said, you got to build your character. This relationship was completely based off of my character. He just liked the guy I was. So if you can build your character, build your brand, I promise you that'll go further than being like the best contractor, the best real estate agent. Because if people invest in you, they have to invest in you, right? It's not like you're going to a bank. Here's my deal, look at the numbers, underwrite it, and give me my money. No, like when you get private money or somebody that wants to really work with you, they want to work with you, no matter what the deal is. So that was kind of how this one came up. It was one of those things where I think my character and like the brand I was building for myself just caught the right eyes. Let me just make that happen.
Man, there's a lot of nuggets in that, like, you know, like building relationships, being around, showing what you're doing your content. I do like talking about building the brand yourself. Like I would say, everyone should be like, you should build your brand, but your brand should be you. You shouldn't do what Mo's doing. You shouldn't do what someone else is doing. You should do what you are, amplify you, and you'll attract the right.
Let me tell y'all one more thing about that too. The guy I'm working with over the last like 4 or 5 years, I think I sold him like 2 houses. He would ask me about houses, and I'd be like, no, this isn't for you. Like, trust me, you don't want this one. You don't want this one. I know what you like. I'm gonna find you something better. I'm gonna find you something better. So I think actually, like, the reason I'm saying that, I think the power of no, if you can learn how to say no, the first person to say no is gonna be the first person to get a yes. You know what I mean? So like, just have people's best. I literally had this guy's best interest. You know what I mean? I literally had his best interest from day one. And it took a little while, it took a few years, you know what I mean? But if it's meant for you, no matter when, no matter where, if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. It'll happen.
Okay, so you found the deal. You talked about what you did to the property, how you financed it. Tell me, how did you find a listing agent? Because I don't know about your listing agent, man.
Yeah, dude, I got lucky with this guy. So I obviously listed it myself, got my license. It got to a point where I was like, man, the wholesale is getting slow. You know, everybody has a certain season, right? And like, thank God for the last few years, I've been 120 miles an hour, bro. And I really took it for granted. I think God had to humble me a little bit, just to be honest. So the wholesale got a little slower, and I was like, man, what can I do to stay busy? I'm not about to go get no job. That'll never happen because like, I'm gonna feel weird, right? I'm not about to change my approach and try to go be, I'm a sales guy. Like, I like to talk to people, I love people, I like to be around people. So I'm not about to go pick up a hammer and start messing up a house. Like, that'll last for 2 days, I'd fire myself. You know what I'm saying? So that just kind of came across.
Okay, cool. And talk to me about, like, what is your listing strategy? Talk about that.
Yeah, so I think I'm a little more aggressive at times than I should be. But also, I once again, really understand Metairie for Metairie. You know, like if you understand the West Bank, this is the West Bank group. I'm not that versed in Tarrytown, Gretna, Harvey. But if you want to talk about Metairie, Old Metairie, or Kenner, let's talk, right? So you gotta know what works best for you. And pretty much on this one, I'm sorry, what was the question, bro?
Well, just your listing strategy.
Yeah, so the strategy on this one was, I knew this area very well. This area, North Bridgedale, it's known for having big estate type homes. Like the next street over on Butternut, those homes are all on like big double lots, they're huge homes. Then there's a bunch of new construction spread around this area, and there's a lot of homes like this. These houses typically sell as is, like in the 300 range. Like, it's crazy, I don't understand it. Like, they're not how I bought this one with carpet and paneling everywhere, but these houses are very dated. They have good bones, but they're very dated. So I've seen a lot of comps in the 300 range, not renovated. So this one, I said, you know what, for sure, When I first saw it, I was like, I could sell it for $399. As soon as we closed this, the house down the street sold for $500,000. Granted, it's about 150 square feet bigger. Renovation nowhere is nice, but there's a really nice pool in the backyard. Like, this neighborhood's notorious for having pools. Even if you look through the window in the backyard, you see like the slide to the pool of the other house.
Oh.
So I figured that I could have leeway to list this a little higher price per square foot, but also this house is literally like $70,000 cheaper than anything with a pool in this neighborhood. So I listed a little higher price per square foot, but I think I gave people way more than enough leeway to have a nice house. You want to add your own pool, go for it. Got a 140-foot deep lot. And I kind of priced it, like I said, higher square foot, but based on what was going on, I think it's a little cheaper than it should be. So we'll see. I got some good feedback so far, a few showings, but we'll see what happens, man. Market's slow now.
If any realtors have buyers, like send them most way.
Please.
Yeah.
Bring them.
Anyone got questions? I'll open up to some questions from the group. Who's a good question from Mo?
Do you actually do some of the work, or you just kind
No,
of
I don't.
oversee?
Yeah, I kind of oversee. I manage. I have a really good crew we work with, and the main foreman is an electrician and a plumber. So he handles all the major ticket stuff. His crew can do everything. They install the floor. They did everything in this house except for drywall and the ceramics. And the guy used for ceramics, I'll be honest, I'm not using him again. He wasn't the best. If y'all seen the bathrooms, they look nice, but there's a few little places that could be better, honestly.
And you said that the material hold your project a little bit, so it's just like, where did you get your materials from?
Yeah, so most of the material came from Lowe's. Lowe's definitely owes me like a 20% off, like something. Everything almost came from Lowe's, you know what I mean? This flooring and the bathroom tile came from Home Depot, and then this backsplash and all the tiles in the showers, they also came from Flooring Decor. Yeah. Flooring Decor, you really can't go wrong with Flooring Decor. If you want ceramics, you gotta go Flooring Decor.
I'll jump on the back of that for the sponsors. Members of Noria, you get 2% cash rebate from Home Depot. So anything you spend on Home Depot, you get 2% back. And that's
Adds
on
up,
top of
guys.
any pro stuff as well.
Yeah, adds up. Not too bad. Thank you for the question.
Do you actually have guys that work for you, or you just sub stuff out?
I sub everything
Yeah.
out. Yeah, I have one main foreman. So look, I'm gonna give you guys a good tip that I learned. It may not work for everybody. You do way better finding a foreman who manages his own 3 or 4 guys than trying to manage 15 different guys. It's impossible. So I like to work with foremen that have their own crews, and I'll oversee them, manage them. And the crew that I work with, in particular on this house, man, I got so lucky. They had my best interest. Like, they were the coolest guys ever. I had a different sub for the mortar wash on the brick, right? While these guys were putting all the mortar on the brick, underneath these 2 windows, there's like a tile step down, right? They didn't do the tiles. I wasn't here. So my foreman called me. He's like, Hefe, get here ASAP. You might not like this. He sent me a picture of it. I looked at it. I was like, no, I don't like it. So I hurried up and told the guy who was still here. I was like, yo, run some mortar on those tiles. And he had some still left. He was cleaning up about to go. So like just having those extra eyes that know what I want, that have my best interest, that helped everything so much. So much. I would have paid more for these guys. Don't tell them I said that. But I would have paid more for the comfort knowing that they had my back.
Was the crew somebody that you found, or I know you said your partner's doing like 8 different projects? Was
Yeah.
it somebody that
It's somebody that
the
he
partner
worked
brought
with
to the
before.
table?
Yeah, it's somebody that he worked with before. We both kind of knew the crew because this same guy works for another guy I know. It's actually my friend's dad.
Okay.
So we both kind of knew the guy, but since he already used him before, I was like, yeah, definitely we're going to use this guy. So he has a very good experience. Unlicensed guys, just throwing it out there. But once again, you have to oversee it. Make sure that you have somebody that can be on top of it. And all the permits we had, we pulled them the right way, we did everything the right way. So we just stayed on top of it. Don't go hire guys unless you know what you need them to do. Like the best way to get guys for good price, good laborers, you literally have to train them. Like you literally have to, if you don't know what to do, I promise you they're not gonna know what to do either. And even if they do, if they know you don't, they're gonna like kind of half-ass it. They're not gonna give it their best. So once again, I got lucky because I had a lot of experience throughout the years seeing the renovations, but also seeing like, you know, problems and the shit that goes wrong, right? And how to stay on top of it, how to prevent it. If you guys watched the interview with Blake, the last one that you had in West Bay, he brought out the same point. He goes to his houses twice a day. I'm the same way. I'm here sometimes more than my guys. I get here before him because I want to show him like, hey, look, I might not be here, but show up later if you want. That'll be the last time you come. I'm here before you for a reason, right? So in order to be the best boss, you got to be the best worker. You have to be. You have to be.
So what do you mean by training them?
Like, you got to be on top of it, man. You know, some of these guys, they know how to do the job, but they don't know how you want them to do it.
Okay.
So you got to know what you want, how you want it done. Look, man, this is how we do it. For example, This is how you do it the right way. Get hands-on with these guys.
Right.
Talk to them. Show them. There's a lot of stuff like the wall behind you. I literally showed my guy a picture. He did it wrong the first time, so I ripped off the piece myself.
Right.
Like, oh, messed up the wall. Now you gotta fix it. And I got hands-on with him. I brought out my laser, showed him exactly what to do. Poor guy. It wasn't his fault. When he brought out his laser, it was a little off. That's why the wall came off.
Right.
So I literally just went there and put my laser and just little small things like that.
Right. So you already know a little bit of.
A little bit of something, right? You know, thank God. You gotta have a little foundation. You gotta kind of understand it. And once you know what you're looking for, you can go find it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't find a problem if you don't know it's there.
Of course.
That's all it is. So it comes with time, looking at other people's jobs, looking at other people's projects, and seeing literally what they did wrong.
Right.
You learn more from somebody else doing something wrong than somebody else doing something right.
Right.
So that's all it was. My buyers, my main guys, I always send them designs and stuff too. Sometimes they use some of the designs I send them, right? I love these guys. They're my guinea pigs. I get to see them do it first and see if it works or not. You know what I mean? So it worked out smooth for the first few years.
I'll ask a question. Did you have a picture of a buyer, like a house buyer? Like, is there, like, did you have someone, is it an avatar in mind of like who's going to be the buyer for this house?
Yeah, this neighborhood is very, very, very known for having older couples downsize. So that's why I didn't want to go too crazy with the trim walls everywhere. I kind of wanted to leave it a blank canvas. We gave it some character with the trim walls, with the kitchens, but you notice it's white. It's a dark color, black color in there. A little blue, a little green, but I didn't want to overdo it because I wanted somebody to come in here and make it their home. Like, I just wanted to start it up for them, right? But let them make it their own home. Because it could be a younger couple that comes. There's a lot of younger couples, they're doing very well with tech, entrepreneurs, all kinds of different stuff. Like, a lot of people doing drop shipping, like stuff like that. They're just killing it. So like, you get a little bit of a mixed crowd nowadays in Metairie for these type of priced homes. You'd rather get like a 35-year-old guy, just had a baby, wife is like in school to be a nurse or something, right? Or you're gonna get a really nice couple from like old Metairie or something. They're like, yeah, we can't walk up the stairs anymore, so we want a one-story house. So that's kind of what I pictured would be an older couple downsizing this.
Okay, cool. You had a question in the back?
Yeah, so you said that you saved 20,000. My question to you would be like, after everything's been completed, is there anything that you wish you could go back and redo or
Yeah.
maybe change some things around?
Yeah, I think my bathrooms, I could have got a better tile guy. Maybe could have put a little wallpaper, a color in them. But the thing for sure, 100%, is the yard. We can put way more love in the yard next time because landscaping, like, it looks fine, but I really honestly banked off the fact that I did the bricks. I'm like, oh, everybody's gonna like the brick. But I should have put a little more effort. So I think next time I'll put more effort in my landscaping to make sure the side is nice, and especially in the backyard. I got a huge backyard. We didn't really do much to it. So I should have probably put more money back there. Live and you learn.
Start to wrap. Any more questions before we wrap up? Cool. I'll ask you, Mo. Tell me, like, what are you looking for? Like, you're looking for deals too? Like, how can the group help you? How can the camera help you? What are you looking for?
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I normally find a lot of deals, but it's crazy. Whenever you start looking for something, you can't find it. So now that I'm actually looking for them for myself, I can't find it, bro. It's been a little slower, but the market also and the economy also has been kind of like dictating that. So if anybody has any good deals in Keighery, Metairie, by all means, like, we're cash, we'll buy them ASAP if need to. And also, if any agents have any clients at this house, by all means, bring them on in. I'm looking to get it sold. I mean, I'm not in a rush, because like I said, it is a slower market right now. I know it's going to come, but hey, sooner the better, you know? Like, who wants to sit on? We don't buy these houses to look at them, we buy them to sell them, so.
How long has it been on market?
So far, like 10 days, so not too long. You know what I'm saying? We had a couple of showings, a couple of
Yeah.
older, nice couples that came with, so we'll see.
Are you looking for distressed properties or are you looking for
Yeah.
properties with like minimal?
I mean, honestly, here's the thing, like I was saying earlier, I typically buy them at a certain price. So if it's something that doesn't need too much work, like, I don't want to waste anybody's time. I'm probably not the best guy. But if it's something like how this was before, yeah, like, the more we can add to it, the better it is for us. Because our prices now, I'm starting to realize we can budget a little bit better than I thought, so we have a little more room to buy certain things with more problems and stuff.
Yeah, you'll buy the nice homes for the price, but no one will sell the nice homes for the
I
price.
have to find it myself. Like, I've sold a lot of houses. Like, there was one, I remember it was on Oaklawn, if you guys know Oaklawn in Metairie. And like, literally, I'm driving past the house, and there's like three very nice, professional-looking older ladies getting out the house. One of them had a chair in her hand. This house looks turnkey, I swear to God. New roof, new windows, beautiful brick. I'm like, yeah, they just inherited that property. There's no damn near 70-year-old woman that carry a chair out of the house. And so I just got out of the car and I talked to her. I was like, you guys are selling this house, aren't you? Yeah, we're thinking about it. So I ended up getting the house, bro. I got the house for like, As is, it was probably worth like 300. If I bought it and just smacked it on the market, I could have listed it $299, passed inspection. It had a generator in the back and everything. I think I got the house for like $210,000. It's like, I would have to find it on myself because you would hate me if I offered that, right? Not saying I'm a lowball guy or a cheap guy, like I'll pay
You
the
got any
play.
money? You know?
Come on, man, I
That's
found
what
a
I'm
lead.
saying. That's what I'm saying. You got any money?
I found a lead, what you want me to do? So, no, I mean, we typically try to price them to where it's fair market. Like, I'm not going to try to like steal anything from anybody. I don't believe in that. You got to put in good to get good back out. But hey, business is business, like you said. I'm in it to make money. I always make sure somebody gives me their price first. If they don't want to give me their price first, I look at it like, is it that lead? I'll offer on it, but I'm like, yeah, they're not serious.
They don't have to say yes either.
Yeah, no, exactly. You don't have to
Just
say
say
it.
no.
You can say no.
That's all I gotta say, no.
No thanks, Mo. Or hell no. Take it the same, you know. I take it the same. Business is business. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, so I can't have thin skin, you know. Somebody can be like, yo, this house sucks. I'll be like, oh, thanks for the feedback. Maybe it does. Maybe it does. So, I mean, that's just part of the game, you know. You have to be willing to give it, but also take it. Good and bad. Good and bad.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing. Mo will hang around. You can circle around a little bit, look around a little bit more, ask Mo some questions. Thanks for coming. We'll try to
Thank
do
you
more
for
of these. Yeah, like it's good to get out and meet other people and look at finished products. Do come tomorrow. We have the West Bank Real Estate Investors meet up in Gretna tomorrow night. That'll be worth attending. So hopefully we see some of you there as well. Get in amongst the meetups, get to know Ria, get to all the groups, and keep networking, keep doing deals. Appreciate you guys.
That was a cute go.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you guys for coming. If anybody has any good or bad feedback, by all means, let me know. If you guys want to look around, do whatever you want. My house is your house, guys. We got till